Alright guys, hello and welcome back to the next episode of our F1M24 career mode. It's been a while since we've recorded. It's June now at the time of recording, so a couple weeks ago is when we recorded this episode, as we've been on the back end of our recordings. We still have a handful of recordings that we can edit and then keep that schedule going, especially with F1M25 coming out. I hope to get that game pretty soon, but at the time of the recording I do not have the game yet, and we're planning on doing a My Team career mode over there. But welcome to the episode. We're coming off of a great episode from Yas Marina, Suzuka, and Imola. Not so much in Abu Dhabi, but we did get a decent amount of points in Japan, and then we had the sprint weekend in Imola, which we won sprint, double podium in the sprint, and then we had a points finish in the feature race. So this time around we're going to be in Hungary, Monaco, and China. I don't know what we have for car parts to do. I don't think we have any new parts that we can try and make before Monaco. No, we don't have much right now. Just the engine, the component upgrades went into the last episode. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get them for China, which is another sprint weekend, and go from there. So, and we have back-to-back sprints between China and Austria. So that's gonna be what we're gonna be doing in the background, is trying to get another upgrade package for China to keep us in the fight, because we are P5 behind Aston Martin for P4, and I believe that is our goal for the season. Confidence 4th or above is our goal for the season. And you can see we are negative, but we do have a sponsored plan coming up in the next week before the race and the ATR period ends, which I don't know if we have any. Yeah, we don't have any right now, so we'll have to wait till that. But hopefully by then we will have the money to put some parts together for some upgrades, and we'll go from there. So we're gonna do that behind the scenes. We'll see you guys for the results of Hungary and Monaco. I was really hoping to do Monaco, but we've done Monaco a lot throughout the career mode. I think we've done it every single time, but we will be doing China, the China sprint weekend, with hopefully new parts. So we'll see you guys for the results of our races. All right, here we are for the results of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Double podium for us. Fernando Alonso P2, gaining 2 positions from P4 is what I believe. And then Vesti started in 3rd, finished in 3rd. That's a good chunk of points for us. Fernando Alonso P7 in the driver standings. Frederick Vesti holding on to P9, ahead of Carlos Sainz, behind Logan Sargent. He's closing in on Logan Sargent in the Red Bull. I'm still shocked that this season he's in a Red Bull, but we're doing pretty good so far as we pass Aston Martin Honda in the constructor standings, 121 points to 94. So we are in our position, and now we can start chasing Red Bull for that number 3 spot if we can keep our parts going. Fastest pit stops, another chunk of points there as we get sub 2 second, or I don't know what the term is for it, but under 2 seconds for both of our pit stops, and we move up to P5 for the fastest pit stop competition at a total of 82 points. Just over 1/10 off of the best time. We lose. Okay, we only lose out on 500k from our contract bonuses, because we gave them a race target, they beat the race target, and then they also beat their contract bonuses. So loss of $1 million for Alonso, but with the money that we gained from our goals, could have went a little bit higher with Alonso, but we chose not to. Rear wing research is done. We didn't have the time or the money to put in parts for the last race for this episode, but we did. We'll have some side pods, but We have to wait for the ATR period in order to research or start working on designing our parts. Inbox. No spoilers here today. Contract ending for sorting director, your Hamlin, Mark Slade, race engineer, both of our engineers, and then our sporting director. Yeah, no spoilers there. ATR period starts today. Still, mark all as red. Replace these parts. You have minor damage. We'll leave it to see how you do in Monaco, because it is a 55%. Our drivers seem like we're doing good, especially with cornering. We're doing a little bit better with top speed DRS. Dirty air tolerance isn't that bad right now. But we're gonna go ahead and see what we can do for parts with what money we have. We'll see you guys for the results of Monaco. All right, here we are for the results of the Monaco Grand Prix, and unfortunately we're not in the top 10. Fernando Alonso dropping 6 positions, Vesti dropping 9. So they dropped out of the points after that. 3 laps down for Vesti, 2 laps down for Alonso. Monaco very tough in the simulation. Alexander Albon moving up to P11 in the driver's standings. It's the only move other than Max Verstappen passing his own teammate, and then Aston Martin closes the gap on us as Red Bull increases the gap on us. So we're sitting in 4th place currently still. We didn't hit top 10 for our team for pit stops, so we dropped down past Andretti Cadillac to P6 for the pit stop competition. And neither of our drivers hit their race targets. I set a really high race target here for Monaco, so that is partially my fault. So no money transactions there. We did get a rear wing set up, but that is going to be for Silverstone. Hopefully we can get it by Silverstone, but we should have the side pods ready before this race. So the first one is almost done, and then the next one, or yeah, the first one is done, almost done, and then the next one hopefully will be, yeah, hopefully we'll get both of our drivers the side pods for that, but we'll have to wait and see. We have some failed parts. We'll have to do some emergency manufacturing, so as we replace these parts, putting some old parts in, we'll see how we put on. I did swap it out. Inspection failure risk. We dropped down a little bit. I did. I know. I don't like that. Alright, let's see how far back we fall. Average performance 6th and 7th, so we're still front of the field. Performance grid 2. I love how it's still showing we're not racing in China next. We are racing in China. That's my bad. But yeah, we're sitting P4. Let's hope we get the parts in time. We might have to throw a little bit of emergency money in, but we'll have to wait and see. So let's get right to it.
We're just getting settled here in Shanghai, ahead of the Chinese Grand Prix. Formula One has arrived for the Chinese Grand Prix. Aesthetically pleasing from the air, Shanghai International Circuit is designed to represent the Chinese symbol for Shang, meaning upwards. And it's upwards and onwards for our teams and drivers here this weekend. Not many would envy the job of a team principal in a situation like this. A strong result is imperative here to win back the confidence of the board. What will happen this weekend? only time will tell.
All right, here we are for the results of practice. Not a lot of time because I forgot it was a sprint weekend. 16-17 on the hards. Try to get our setups. We did get Vesti set up 100%, and Fernando Alonso's, I think it was in the 90s. But let's get to it. 68% driver prep. We'll see in qualifying what his setup's going to be. And 31% for Vesti for acclimatization. Let's get to sprint qualifying.
Welcome everyone, qualifying for the sprint awaits us, and we're raring to get going.
All right. Just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. We're still waiting to see optimal. 3 of them optimal, so we'll see if the front wing, rear wing will be 100% for them. And it looks like it's gonna be dry. So we did put the suspension. One piece of suspension we have the side pods for them. So hopefully that will give us some cornering advantage for this weekend. Starting on the mediums for the sprint weekend. Let's get out there.
Fuck is green, fuck is green.
Check the weather real quick. A little bit overcast. That is fine. Let's see, Stroll is out already. We gave Vesti the better... Well, I don't know who's going to be better for this, but we'll see. We'll send both of our guys out. And we'll see you guys for the end of the run. Alright, is the end of sprint quali. Vesti sitting in P1 with a 131.2. Alonso back down to P14. He's got a lot of clear air ahead of him. The Ferrari, I think it's Leclerc that's ahead of him, yeah. But he's got an Aston Martin behind him. So that's a lot of dirty air for the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin's looking like they're in safe air too. Hamilton and Ocon, that's going to be Ocon behind us. So Alonso in the danger zone. 2 green sectors, so that's 2 personal bests. No issues here, please. No issues here, please. I really hope he gets through with that. That's going to be impeding. Norris to the front, knocking Alonso out. Can he get past? Can he get a decent time here? Alonso P7, 5/10 off the pace. Knocking Lawson out. Lawson's coming back through. Sargent's going to be coming across the line next. Sargent's coming through. P3, knocking out Van Dorn. Van Dorn's coming across the line next up. And Lawson behind him. Can Van Dorn improve his time? No. Lawson last across the line. Can he improve? No improvement. No, there is improvement for Lawson. Sainz and Piastri. Piastri is in a good position, so he doesn't... Okay, he's coming in the pits. So Sainz has to make an improvement here in order for him to get... Oh, it doesn't show me live times. See what he can do here. And he's coming into the pits. He gave up on that run. So it's going to be Sainz, Van Dorn, Alonso, Gasly, Hauger, and Russell out in sprint quality 1. Vesti P4, Fernando Alonso P8. Logan Sargent P3 in the Red Bull. It's still crazy to me. Both of our guys are in 99% on that setup. That's really nice. For one practice session, we did have the setups to go off of from last season on the calculator, which we can actually go over to our second screen and clear that. Save some background usage for us. Sprint quali 2, both of our guys are in here. Now we'll see you guys at the end of the session to see who we get into the final sprint quality session. All right, yellow flag, sector 3. It's gonna be a spin.
Yellow flag where you are.
Stroll in sprint qualifying has a spin. Just too much power out of that the hairpin.
Yep.
Bestie coming around. He got P3 on that first run. I did see the yellow flag, so I did want to possibly include it, but we'll see. All right, here we are for the end of Sprint Quali 2. Our guys crossed the line at the last possible second. We decided to go out just in case. Sonoda lost, Investi, Ocon, Alonso last to cross the line. We're in a good position to fight Ferrari right now. Alonso crossing the line, no improvement. Purple sector from Vesti, so he can look for an improvement here. Up into P4. That's going to be us into Sprint Quali 3. Ocon to see if he makes an improvement. Unless he's coming in. We'll see here. Is he going to be coming in? Yeah, he's been coming out of the pits. So we are into Sprint Quali 3. Really looking forward to this race. Even though it is a sprint, we have a long race ahead of us in the main event. Now onto a set of soft tires. I just hate how we use so many tires on the sprint weekend. All right, we'll see you at the end of the shootout to see where our drivers end up. All right, here we are at the end of Sprint Quali 3. It looks like we're not going to be able to get Alonso across the line in time. Vesti setting his pace at 1/10 behind Verstappen. That's going to be Alonso behind here. The time's not going to count. It's going to be the end of the session for him. Leclerc, Perez, Ocon, Sargent, and Hamilton still haven't set their times. It's going to be Perez, P6. That's going to be McLaren coming in, Piastri's coming in. It's going to be an Aston Martin. That's going to be Hamilton coming up next, who has announced their retirement. We were going to sign him. We tried to sign him last season. It was too late. We were going to sign him for the next season. So I've decided to do one more season on this career mode. Hamilton crosses the line, P7, 2 seconds off the pace. Next up is a Ferrari of Leclerc. Cross the line. Leclerc setting a pole, 2/10 off the pace. Ocon's gonna be coming up next, and then Sargent all the way in the back. Made it across the line pretty late. So Ocon next. Ocon's gonna be the last one. Sargent getting P5, Ocon getting P6, P8. So that's gonna be P7 and P4 for our sprint race start. Let's get to this race.
Well, it's a different format this weekend, with a sprint set to spice up today's events. Of course, this is the first sprint of the season, adding an extra challenge for the drivers and their teams. But as ever, in Formula One, an extra challenge is an extra opportunity.
And of course, the big incentive here is getting a few extra points on the board, with the top finishers in the sprint set to add to their championship tally.
Well, it's not too long now until the sprint around Shanghai, where we'll see who comes out on top. Here we go, the sprint in Shanghai.
All right, here we are, the sprint race here in China, going on with a gamble using old medium tires.
Try to reduce the hits on the curb.
We're going to be use old medium tires here.
No curbs.
Copy that.
We did drop an extra lap of
No
fuel.
management on the tyres required.
It's all we could drop though. Yeah, not a lot of people using softs. 4 people. We're gonna use these mediums to their advantage that we used in sprint quali. Bessie dropped down to P5 after that. Verstappen up into P4. Sargent making a move on Verstappen. They're side by side. Well, they were coming around the corner. All right. Leclerc leading Piastri. Verstappen close behind Sargent. Vesti, Alonso, Stroll, Perez, Ocon, Lawson for our top 10. Trying to see what we can do here. Alonso behind Vesti. I don't want them to fight each other. So we'll keep him unaggressive.
We need to do the full management on this set.
Okay.
Those Ferraris are really pushing strong.
Reminder for DRS.
They're looking
Reference
to...
currently P6.
Max is going for that championship. Constructor is Ferrari.
Car behind Stroll.
Yeah, they're pushing for McLaren right now. Come on, guys. We want to keep Alonso close, but I don't want to have him in the dirty air for those tires. Yellow flag. What happened in the back?
We have Russell off.
Russell spun.
Okay, at the moment there's yellow flag.
Let's take a look.
Okay. Sugar.
Just couldn't hold on to it through the hard right-hander in Sector 1. Alright. No worry there. So we have Alonso, Vesti. Come on, Vesti. Come on. Come on. I want to get Vesti through, and then Alonso.
Very happy with tire management.
Now would be the chance, dude.
Okay.
Come on. Make your move. On the inside, can he hit it? Can he hold on to it? Yes, he can. Now we can have Alonso push.
We're okay to push a bit harder if you can.
Tires are looking okay right now. We'll take a
Now we can
review
see what
here.
happened. Now here we are at the final corner.
Nice move on the
It's there
inside.
for the taking.
Some great
And
teamwork
the
here.
overtake is made.
Alright, tires looking good so far. Vesti's still fighting him for that position. He's gonna have the inside there. I believe they were teammates before in the past. I could be wrong. I could have swore we had Sargent and Vesti. They're side by side. Double overtake on the Red Bull. Nice move. If we can get a thumbnail of that, it'll be great.
Yes. Excellent work.
That's not the view I wanted here. If we can get another perspective from Vesti, that would be great.
Let's go.
Will we get one from Vesti too? No? Alright. A double overtake on the Red Bull really hurts their standings. Yeah, that really hurts their standings. 4 points for us as of right now. Still 9 points for them. Why is it 9 points for them? Oh, it's 9 points for us, 4 points for them. Alright, now I don't want them to fight.
Slow down now.
Copy.
We don't have enough battery.
Might need to pick up the pace a little bit.
You're good to push.
Alright.
We need to reduce K1 usage.
Vesti needs to defend against Sargent while Alonso pushes. He is losing pace to Leclerc though. Or no, Leclerc's losing pace to Verstappen. A little bit there. Tire temps are good. Tire wear is good. Alright, we'll go ahead and sim forward and see what happens. Alright, 15 laps to go. Alonso overtakes Leclerc. Nice helicopter view. Slowly moving up the grid. The parts that we put on definitely helping.
Let's go, guys.
And the setups are really helping too. Get a good amount of points here. Now it's Vesti's turn to push. Hamilton spun on turn 16.
Okay, you can.
Now this was on the straight.
The final corner of the
Round
race.
they go. And that won't do anything to help those tires.
There goes Audi. That's really bad for him.
And not much that the team can do about that one.
All right, 15 laps to go. Fighting for a podium spots right now. Alonso holding on to the fastest lap. Vesti working to make his move on Leclerc. We're plenty on fuel, so we can push the fuel a little bit.
No more lift and coast.
And then we'll push battery. So we'll see you guys here in a few laps.
The battery a little bit.
All right, 10 laps to go. Alonso P3, Vesti P4, still fighting against Perez. That's a 2-second gap between, Perez, Verstappen, and Piastri. Perez is back in P6, side by side with Sargent. Red Bull falling back. And the current standings as of right now. Max Verstappen still pushing against Lando Norris, who's farther back in the grid. And then no position changes, but the points change for us to get closer to Red Bull as we are mid-summer. Fuel is good. At this point, we're still pushing decent pace. Vesti has a lot more tire wear than I thought he did on these tires. For having not really much more tire degradation than Alonso. But we need to get Alonso past Verstappen. That is the main fight right now. Is Ferrari maybe the same situation in the feature race, but we'll have to wait and see. As we're going to go ahead and go on board with Alonso down this back straight, looking to make a move. Verstappen looking to defend.
He has DRS.
He's moving to the inside. He's going to have to confirm himself on the inside, or protect his position on the inside. Alonso moving into P2. Vesti, need to have you move in as well. You don't have the battery for it.
Also,
Let's take a look at that overtake. Still looking for a thumbnail for this episode. We still have a lot of racing to go. It's a nice move there. Vesti looking to make his move.
So we have Leclerc a little while behind.
We'll have Alonso defend.
That's okay.
Push him back a little bit. I don't know how much that'll jeopardize us.
you need to keep the cars behind you.
Come on, Vesti. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Yellow flag. Who was it?
It is a gravel.
Iwasa running
Right
wide.
there.
Iwasa has
Take a
not
look
been
now.
having a good season.
Now this was at turn 1. Oh,
Mercedes
no.
in general
Why'd they
not
go?
having a great season. Vesti looking to deploy on the inside. Not quite enough. He has it.
Battery is on the low side.
He needs to push here. He needs to push here.
We have a Ferrari behind us.
And Leclerc's looking to pass him too. He's got no battery to defend. He's just got
Keep
DRS.
the head down.
Alonso 2/10 behind a Piastri already. I believe closed the gap to Piastri. Piastri's
Head down.
conserving, I think. Oh, he is on soft tires. So Alonso was putting the pressure on Piastri for a race win. I don't think he's gotten a race win so far this season. I don't. No, he's gotten this. Yeah, Alonso's gotten a race win. I remember now. Our focus right now is Vesti. We'll go and sim forward, see what we can do here. All right, 3 laps to go. Alonso, Vesti behind. We're gonna have Vesti defend while Alonso pushes for
if you can, please.
P1. We had to drop him down a little bit for his tire wear. He is cutting it close. Vesti, we could probably take off of high-risk curves at this rate.
Yeah, copy that.
So I don't want him to be too close to Alonso when he's trying to make
Just
the
manage your tires, please.
overtake on him.
Okay, copy.
We'll wait till he gets closer to use his battery. That's the main part right here. If we can get Alonso another win. Battery. Attack.
Okay for mode push. You can save less.
We'll go conserve on fuel. Watts has a mechanical
We
fault.
need to do more lift and coast. Please increase by 10%.
Alright, he gave way. Alonso pushing again. We'll keep pushing here.
2 more laps.
Actually, no, we'll drop him down to aggressive. And
We need to do
defend.
full management on this set.
And Vesti, it's your turn to push, sir.
We need to maintain position.
Actually, no, we'll save the battery.
You're good to push.
I don't know where he made that move, but he's already a second clear of him. I completely missed that. I was looking at the bottom half of the screen. He really cut him off in that hairpin.
On next car will be Piastri.
Gonna make a move here on the back straight.
No problem.
Copy.
Tire temps are up there. We're gonna be making that move. Now he's back behind Alonso. Alonso battery deploy. Vesti battery deploy.
Mode push now.
You can use overtake if you need.
Yeah, copy that.
Come on, Alonso. Defend him. Nice. Side by side. Contact between Piastri and Alonso. Alonso gets through, or Piastri gets through. Final lap.
Okay, head down, no problem.
Full on attack.
Confirming you're starting the last time lap. Just pick up the pace.
Vesti makes a move on Alonso. Alonso's losing pace here. Vesti has enough tire wear to get to the end and put some pressure on Piastri here. I wish you could remove all this stuff while they're racing. Come on.
Okay, keep it clean. Focus on the pace.
So we're gonna leave them minimum fuel. Where are we at on the track? Back straight, not yet. Alonso's losing pace here.
Slow down now.
Copy.
Deploy.
Mode push, please. Mode push.
Okay.
They might not make it on the fuel. Be very close for the fuel situation.
And that's currently P1.
Nice
Let's
overtake
take a look
here.
at the replay. Now we're
Very
watching the
big
action
gamble here with
closely
fuel.
here.
Can they
Can
make
they
it
squeeze
across
by?
the line? We did this last time we were in
And the
China.
overtake is made.
Let's not do it again. Can he make it across the line?
Down a bit, otherwise you'll just run out of battery and then you'll just be taken
And
over.
there he goes.
Copy.
both of our drivers running out of fuel, coming up to the line, holding up traffic in the most fashionable way.
And behind you is Alonso.
We get a double podium.
Okay, we take the flag.
Holding on traffic. Oh my god. That is just historical. Hysterical. Look at that.
Anyway,
Coasting to the finish. He actually takes the sprint win.
So good job there. When you stop at the bridge,
Oh my
to P1
god.
on P0.
We didn't stop at the line. They're still moving.
Okay, that's the checkered flag.
Just enough fuel to get home.
P3.
P2, P3.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys.
We almost had a repeat of last season
Very
here
good
in
job.
China.
Mode slow,
And
please.
there they go, pulling off to the side, running out of fuel. Russell still has yet to cross the finish line. There he goes. Safety car deployed for our drivers. Stopped in sector 1 for no fuel, no penalties for us here as we finish the sprint race in China.
It's the points finish for Fernando Alonso in the sprint.
Yeah, this was a really clever bit of strategy, and it's great to see that pay off.
I'm gonna have to double check and see if we had this situation in China or if it was a different track, because I know there's been several situations where we've done this. That is a P2, P3 finish for the sprint race for 13 points.
Hello and welcome to the much anticipated qualifying session.
The Shanghai International Circuit is notoriously tough on tyres, so expect to see that factor into the team's strategies as they deal with this busy schedule.
Now there's been a bit of talk lately about Oscar Piastri. Karun, how's he been doing?
They must be feeling good after their fast lap times in practice. Confidence can do great things for a driver, so I'm excited to see how they handle qualifying.
What does today have in store? Only time will tell.
Yeah, so we did have an underfuel strategy last season in China. Luckily, this time around, it worked for the sprint race. The sprint P2, P3, 13 points. I'm gonna go over points, but it won't let me. We have qualifying again. All right, let's get to qualifying for this feature race. We're gonna go ahead and use the old set softs from sprint quali. 1 second, 1/10 gain. We'll take that. We'll take that. Used softs for this session. And we'll see you guys at the end of qualifying.
Track is green.
Qualifying 1. All right, here we are for the end of qualifying 1. Vesti closest to the danger area, or danger zone, or cutoff point. 1:3.58 from his first time. Personal bests for both of our drivers. Vesti's gonna be coming across the line first. Hamilton, no improvement. Vesti up to P3. Alonso's gonna be coming across the line after.
Coming past you now.
I think that's Albon. Coming across the line, P14, he's safe for now. Alonso coming across the line. That is good enough for P4, so our drivers are still up there for a podium fight. We have our Mercedes coming through of Dennis Hauger. No improvement. It's up to Sonoda to knock him out. That is Stroll going into the pits. Sonoda is going to be coming last. See if he makes an improvement or goes into the pits. And he goes into the pits. See you guys at the end of Q2. All right, we missed our timing. Vesti and Alonso are locked in. Alonso currently out of Q2. Vesti as well. We should have sent them out a little bit sooner. So that's going to be us out in Q2. We have a lot of work to do to get back into the points here, as Norris, Leclerc, Piastri for our top 3. That was on our part. We sent him out too late. We sent him around the 220 mark. Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, top 3. Ocon, Albon, Sargent, Lance Stroll, Liam Lawson, Perez, Dennis Hauger for our top 10. And that is 4 penalties. I don't know if we will be getting any penalties for the change of the order. So let's get to this feature race.
The 56 laps of the Shanghai International Circuit await our drivers here in China.
Shanghai has seen its fair share of clashes over the years, one of which happened even before the 2005 race had begun, when Michael Schumacher collided with Christian Albers on the way to the grid, sending Albers into the air.
Shanghai International Circuit is a complicated low-speed track that demands high downforce. The series of rapid turns from 1 to 4 demands high grip, but the more the drivers warm their tyres, the more degradation they'll have to deal with. The time has come to fight it out. It's race day. The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. The Haas driver with a chance to impress a few people here.
Starting in the top 10 is good, but they'll need to play the race really well to not lose places.
Right, let's get to it then. The excitement is building here in Shanghai.
All right, here we are. Couple grid slots for one of our drivers up in the P12.
It's lights out and away we go.
And we are going for a risky one-stop strategy with our tire life.
Curb use, and it's unsettling the car.
Copy.
We only dropped 3 laps of fuel, so we should be good. Vesti started in P12, Alonso P16, I think it was. We are going to be going for a one-stop race today. Here's our pit strategies, 24 and 33. With our avoid high-risk curbs. So we are playing the long gun here. That's why we are on aggressive and not attack. See where our tire life is. As our drivers get settled in. Albon up in P5 in that Audi Sport. That's crazy. We might actually drop the fuel, but I know we're gonna have enough going towards the end of the race unless something drastic happens.
DRS is enabled.
I don't. We'll not get any decent showing of our tire wear here, but we'll leave it for first few laps. Lawson, Van Dorn,
Car behind is Hamilton.
and I think there was somebody else with car issues. Yeah, Russell in the back of the field. Ocon with the fastest lap after the first lap of the race. Alright, Vesti fighting Hauger for position. Alonso closing in, trying to close in on Sainz, who is trying to make a move on Giovinazzi right now. So we will go ahead and sim forward and see what our tire life is looking like before our pit stops.
2 cars out.
All right, yellow flag. Albon overtakes Alonso. Take a quick look at this before the incident. Fighting through those hairpins there in sector 2 to sector 3. Around the outside, he should have had the upper hand, but the Audi does. We're gonna get DRS on that one, so it's gonna be back and forth.
Nice.
And the Ferrari back behind.
And there's been quite a crash.
Crash involving multiple cars.
Now
Let's
we're at
see what
turn
happened
11
here.
Now there's an inviting opportunity there. Has to be said, that was pretty risky.
Who was
at
behind
fault?
him?
Well, there'll definitely be fingers being pointed.
Who was behind him? It's whoever
It's
was
not
behind him
going the way
was
the team
their
had
fault.
hoped today. That is for sure.
We'll see a steward's call, probably. Awasa Gasly, probably then. No major issues there. We're back up into the points. Our tire life is looking good. Our fuel is fine. We're gonna leave Alonso on standard for now. That way he can make it to his pit stop. But we are closing in. Yeah, Awasa and Gasly. It's gonna go to Gasly more than likely. All right, we're gonna go ahead and push our battery for our drivers.
You can use overtake.
And then we're gonna go ahead and see you guys for the pit stops. For Alonso's pit stop, unless something happens. So,
Yeah, mate. I don't have that pace.
he's trying to make a move on Albon. So, we will see you guys
A long way
towards
to
this
go.
pit stop.
There's a yellow
Right, yellow
now.
flag, Verstappen spinning out. Spin on turn 11. I don't know if he had old tires or new tires. Looks like new tires.
I just lost the car.
Yeah, he had new tires. They weren't warm enough. We're gonna go ahead and take him off of high-risk curb for his pit stop. Vesti's still running good. Looks like Norris and Perez are gonna be running the same one-stop strategy as us. We're really milking these soft tires. Not sure yet if Stroll is on a one stop as well. Gasly, Awasa, Russell still have yet to pit. It is pretty early. We have till lap 24. So Alonso is going to lose some pace to
We
Stroll
need to do the full management on this set.
on those hard tires.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens
Tyre
here.
temps look good.
Copy.
All right, we'll see you guys for Alonso's pit stop. All right, here we are. Alonso lost a few positions on this final lap. We're really milking it close for that one stop. Vesti has yet to pit. Perez has yet to pit. Perez 10 seconds behind us. Vesti is right there. Perez is back a few corners. Alonso comes through. No issues on that stop. 2.2. That's an okay time. Very good run for that. We'll have Vesti push to balanced,
Oh, we can cancel lift off.
Copy that.
and then we'll go back to avoid high
So
risk
at the moment
curb,
you're P14.
and then aggressive for run. Alonso's on his way to the end of the race on those medium tires. See who else is going to be on a one stop. There's Vesti.
32 laps
So-
to go.
33 is our lap to pit with Vesti. We'll see when Perez comes in. He is on older mediums, so we may have advantage Vesti for this race, other than Piastri, Norris, Sargent on those newer tires. Perez coming into the pits. All right. We're gonna go ahead and sim forward to Vesti's pit stop. Looks like he will be doing the same as
Close the pace now, please.
Alonso. We
Okay,
have
copy.
enough pace between us, so we will put him on conserve and see if he
Drop down
loses
the pace
positions or
now.
not before his pit stop. So let's go.
Yeah, copy.
That is a virtual safety car. And Vesti is past the pit entry. Hauger is in the gravel. We might have
So, virtual safety car.
safety car here. Since he is beached in the gravel, we might have a virtual safety car move to an actual physical safety car. Slamming into the wall, that's gonna be... DRS disabled. Hauger retired.
Copy.
Lift off for the fuel.
Waiting to see if we get that safety car situation.
Copy.
Or if he's too far out of the way. I'm waiting for that icon. Because Vesti needs it right now.
It's a big one.
See, okay?
Caution for debris.
He can last 2 more laps, hopefully. Alonso, P13 currently.
Okay, that's currently P1.
If
Behind you
this-
is Piastri.
I'm really hoping this virtual safety car lasts till he comes into the pits. I'm thinking about pitting him right now. Let's take a look and see what it can do here. We can make it. Yeah, we can make it. Let's pit him. We're gonna pit him regardless. New set of softs.
Box, 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 box.
Copy, box.
No curbs.
Copy. Yeah, I'm entering the pit now.
All right, now we have Vesti coming into the pit. He's gonna lose some time on Piastri Norris, but we need this pit stop. No issues on that. 2.292. That's not too bad. Just outside of the top 10. That Alonso's still holding on to that 2.207. Vesti dropping down to P6 after that. Virtual safety car still is active.
20 P6.
So we're gonna go ahead
Our
and
next car ahead
push
is Leclerc.
aggressive. And we're just gonna wait for this virtual safety car to end. So we will see you
Max
guys at the
coming
end
down.
of it.
Warm up your tires.
VSC ending.
Copy.
All right, that was pretty quick. We have
DRS
extra
enabled.
fuel.
DRS enabled.
We'll go ahead and deploy everything we got.
Load push.
Copy.
Stop the lift off, please.
Yeah, copy.
So Vesti gets a free pit stop under virtual safety car. I believe
Let's
he
lift
was
off
the
this.
only person to go in.
Yeah, copy that.
Hauger out of this race. He has some work to do, but that is fine. See how our drivers can do here for the rest of this race. All right, 15 laps to go. Vesti's back up in provisional pole.
Go back to doing lift and coast now.
On the
Alonso
pit of victory, you can
P5
help
looking
you.
to push against Verstappen. Tire wear is looking good for our drivers. We may drop him. We're gonna go ahead and drop him down to standard for now.
Take it easy.
Yeah, copy that.
We have enough fuel. Vesti dropped down a little bit. He is in the front. 4.4 seconds is the gap, and then 20 seconds to Perez. See who else is down.
Car in front of you is Verstappen.
Giovinazzi on are 1 lap down for this race, so that's blue flags to
There's
worry
progress
about.
to be made.
So Alonso was looking to overtake.
You are good to go. Mode push.
Was a little worried about it during the sprint, but we are fighting Ferrari right now. Lando Norris looking to regain that position against Max Verstappen in the standings.
Items are good.
And then Ferrari looking to close in on McLaren, Red Bull. Not looking too good. We're provisionally closing in on them.
Yes.
Doing a great job.
We missed that overtake.
Next car is Perez.
I don't like this view. Making a move on the hairpin on the inside of that Ferrari. That is good. Looks like we are going to be the only ones so far on a 1 stop. Everybody else is pitting for 2. Verstappen, Perez, Norris, the only other drivers who have yet to pit a second time. Perez looking to run the end on Norris and Perez, actually. And Verstappen's going to be running a 2-stop, so it's going to be Norris, Perez, Alonso, and Vessi, the 4 drivers up front, doing 1-stop races. So we did make a good call there. We're going to go ahead and sim forward towards the end of the race and see what we can do here. See if we can get Alonso on that podium or a 1-2 finish for our drivers today. All right, late yellow flag.
Watch for debris on the circuit.
It's going to be Giovinazzi with the Porsche. A little bit tired of tire contact there. The backfield.
4 more laps.
Copy.
We're looking to try and save our tires as much as we can here.
Slow down now.
Copy.
Vessi good enough in the lead to
Struggling.
A long way to go. It's
35%.
Ocon behind.
3 laps to go.
Need to drop the pace.
All right, we'll see you guys on the final lap.
Fuel, please.
All right, final lap has started for Alonso. Vessi still just under 14 seconds ahead. We're gonna go ahead and push to defend against Ocon.
Reminder, a little bit of lift off where you can.
Yeah,
Make
copy
sure
that.
Vessi crosses the line. We don't want to have that fuel situation again for
Overtake
him.
available.
He is almost there. We just want to defend against Alonso, Ocon since we can't get Piastri.
Avoid letting anyone through if possible, please. Mode push at the moment.
Yep.
All right, very good defense on his part. Yellow flag, Vesti just before the finish line. Not quite there. He is out. He was on the board to win. I thought we had enough fuel for him. That was wrong. But we have enough fuel for
Piastri has
Alonso.
done it. He's got the win.
It's gonna be a double podium for McLaren. P3 for Alonso for that finish.
Okay.
I
that was the
really
checkered
thought he was
flag.
gonna make it.
P3.
Good job, guys.
It's gonna be a DNF for Vesti
Well
here. He was
Well done, mate.
running very strong. We
Got to
could have done it a
stop.
little
Usual
bit sooner,
procedures,
but
please.
we missed out. And we really need to keep an eye out for that next season in China, whenever it will be. So red flag, finish. The order will not change. Another comical end to the end of our race. Comical result to the end of our China race.
Fernando Alonso today, showing everyone just how it's done.
That was an excellent performance. They set out with a great strategy, and it paid off with an impressive podium finish.
And you love to see this. The whole team celebrating this magnificent result. And that man up there is certainly no stranger to an F1 podium. Always great to see Fernando in the top 3.
3 podiums this year for them, building up an excellent points haul.
And that's the podium complete for the Chinese Grand Prix. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure. Next time, the teams will be forging ahead at full throttle through the Styrian forest. The Austrian Grand Prix is right around the corner.
All right, classification Vesti P9 before the red flag hits, so he technically gets 2 points. Fernando Alonso, gain of 13 positions on that one stop strategy, 15 points. Very unfortunate for our decision there. No changes in the driver standings whatsoever. Constructors, same as well. 151 points to Red Bull's 195. So we are pushing for that P3 spot by the end of the season. And we do lose another spot to Mercedes in the fastest pit stops. Lose out on 754,000 for that race. We did some scouting for Sergio Perez as a possible contender for the next season, and we have a regulation vote result. We are back in the negative, so we're gonna go ahead and go there, and it's gonna be for the change. A little bit of a spoiler if you guys wanted to go back and pause. I'm not gonna be able to stop you guys from that, but yeah, so an abrupt end to our race in China as we move into Austria next. It's going to be Austria, Silverstone, and Canada, which we're gonna try and get our parts by Silverstone, especially for Canada. With the money that we have, probably not. We're probably going to be in the debt. We're going to probably be in debt for the remainder of the season to try to hold on to our competitive fight for P3. We are currently holding on to our goal for the season, so we still have to defend against Aston Martin. And yeah, that's about it. So we'll see you guys in the next one.